At this exact moment, while your cat is eating cheap tuna, there are brilliant minds on Wall Street studying the chemistry of its brain. Imagine walking down the street and someone suddenly hands you a magic wand and says, "Buy whatever you want and pay later." No money in your pocket, no balance in your account, yet you can walk out of the store loaded with the most expensive items. Sounds amazing, right? 10 minutes later, Mac was inside the most luxurious pet store. He grabbed the finest salmon, the most expensive cans of tuna, a premium cat tree, a luxury bed, and an automatic mouse toy. Every time he swiped that magic wand on the payment terminal, he heard one sound.
Pay.
Approved. Not a single dollar left his pocket, so he started to feel like everything was absolutely free. A whole month of shopping passed. While Mac was relaxing on his new luxury bed, enjoying his premium tuna, he heard a knock on the door. He opened it, only to find a huge, fat cat wearing a sharp suit, holding a bill longer than his tail. Mac smiled, thinking the cat had come to congratulate him on his purchases. With a cold smile, the fat cat handed him the bill and said, "It's been a full month, my friend. Time to pay up." Mac gasped. Pay? Pay for what? Didn't that plastic magic wand pay for everything? Only then, Mac picked up the shiny magic wand and looked at it closely for the very first time. The illusion faded, and the cold truth was revealed. All this time, Mac wasn't holding a magic wand. He was holding a credit card. He looked at the bill and saw everything he had bought during the month. His eyes filled with tears. The fat cat whispered in a smooth, gentle tone, "Don't worry, my friend. There's no need to pay the full bill right now. I'm not a monster. Just pay the minimum, a very small amount, just $10 to keep the account active, and I'll let you keep your bed for another month." Hearing this, Mac's heart leaped with joy. A massive wave of relief washed over him as he thought to himself, "Great! Why pay the whole amount when I can just pay a tiny fraction?" So he happily handed over that small amount, closed the door, and went back to sleep like a baby. As for the fat cat, he smiled too, but his smile was completely different. A month later, a new bill arrived. Strangely, the debt didn't disappear.
Damn, I look handsome. Hello, darling.
It grew even bigger.
Wait, what?
Mac said in astonishment. "How? I paid last month. Why is the amount bigger again?" That's when he began to understand the truth. The magic wand wasn't giving him free money. It was lending him money every time he swiped it. And every single day he delayed paying the full amount, the money he borrowed started giving birth to new money. Not for him, but for the bank. And here, we return to the brilliant minds on Wall Street who study brain chemistry. The secret the bank doesn't want you to know is that credit card systems are designed to exploit the brain's reward system. Studies show that paying with physical cash activates the brain's pain response because you actually see your money leaving your hands. But swiping a plastic card numbs that feeling, making you spend up to twice as much without realizing it. McFlurry wasn't stupid. He was just targeted as the perfect victim. When McFlurry took the card and bought the finest tuna and mouse toys without paying a single penny up front, he didn't know he was stepping into one of the most lucrative traps in human history. McFlurry thought it was a magic wand, but in reality, it was a perfectly engineered financial trap. This is the naked truth the financial system hides from you. Banks don't want you to be broke, and they don't want you to be rich. Banks want you to stay in debt, alive, and working like crazy just to pay off the interest. Banks don't make their massive profits from smart people who pay off their balances regularly. Their biggest profits come from the revolvers, those who buy things they don't need with money they don't have to impress cats they don't even like. That's why banks make it easier to get a credit card than any other type of loan. It's not out of love. It's because they know the statistics. Most people will not pay back the full amount. The minimum payment makes you feel like everything is under control, but it's not a solution. It's what keeps you trapped. You pay a tiny fraction, leave the rest, and the interest starts compounding month after month. Eventually, you find yourself working today just to pay for things you finished using a long time ago. Years down the road, you realize you've paid for that single can of tuna multiple times over, yet the debt is still chasing you. The moment paying the minimum becomes a habit, you have officially entered the game that was designed against you. Smart cats rarely pay interest. In fact, they do the exact opposite. They use the bank's money for free to buy their things, and then they pay off the entire bill before the end of the month. This way, they don't pay a single cent in interest. And at the same time, they force the bank to give them cash back, points, rewards, and free travel. They exploit the bank instead of letting the bank exploit them. But the trouble begins the second you forget that the money you're spending isn't actually yours yet. The people who buy today and then clear the entire bill before the bank makes a single cent from them are the absolute worst type of customers for the bank, because the bank makes nothing off them. But if you say every month, "I'll pay the rest later," you aren't using the card, you are working for it. Either understand the game and make the card an obedient servant that builds your wealth, or drop it entirely and stick to the tuna that fits your actual cash. Because if you don't control your money, the day will come when the fat cat knocks on your door and takes away everything you thought you owned. Subscribe to the channel and learn how to own your money instead of letting the bank own you. Be the cat the bank hates.
Meow.